Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood at the edge of quitting? You're tired, frustrated, and you feel like you've given everything you've got, and still the breakthrough hasn't come. In that moment, the temptation to stop seems louder than the reason to keep going. But here's the truth. The only thing separating you from your victory is the decision to move forward one more time. Don't stop. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood at the edge of quitting? Have you ever been so close to throwing in the towel that you could feel the relief of letting go? Maybe it was that exam you thought you'd failed, that business that didn't seem to take off, or that goal that felt so far away it almost seemed unreachable. In that moment, what did you hear? Was it the voice telling you you've done enough, it's okay to stop? Or was it the whisper, quiet but steady, saying, keep going, you're closer than you think? Let me tell you this, most people listen to the first voice. Most people stop right before the breakthrough, right before the moment everything changes. That's why success isn't crowded. It's not because the journey isn't possible. It's because most people don't finish it. They pause, they hesitate, they let fear and frustration convince them that stopping is the only option. But here's what I want you to understand. The moment you feel like quitting is often the exact moment when you're closest to your goal. Think about it. When you're climbing a mountain, the air gets thinner and every step gets harder the higher you go. It's at the peak, the very summit, that you face the most resistance. That's why so many people give up when they're right there. But the ones who push through, who take one more step, and then another, they're the ones who get to see the view from the top. Now, let me bring this closer to you. Picture a time in your life when you kept going, even when everything inside of you was screaming to stop. Maybe it was staying up late to finish that project, getting up early to train for a race, or pushing through heartbreak to achieve something meaningful. What happened after? You felt something most people never get to feel: pride. Not just the pride that comes from succeeding, but the pride of knowing you didn't quit. That's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Not talent, not luck, but the refusal to stop. This is why I need you to stay with me today, because if you've ever been on the edge of giving up, if you've ever felt the weight of the world on your shoulders and thought about just letting go, this message is for you. It's not just about motivation, it's about survival. Your dreams depend on it. They've overcome the obstacles you're facing. They've pushed past the pain you're feeling, and they've won. But here's the catch. You'll never meet them if you stop. So I'm here to tell you this: don't stop. Not now, not ever. Because the moment you decide to keep going, the moment you choose persistence over comfort, you'll realize that everything you've ever wanted is waiting just beyond that next step. Keep going. The view from the top is worth it. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. It's what takes a small, seemingly insignificant action and transforms it into a massive, unstoppable wave. Yet momentum doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment or relying on bursts of inspiration. It comes from consistent, deliberate effort, no matter how small or unremarkable each step may seem. Momentum is built in the trenches, in the moments when no one is watching and when the results feel far away. Think about a boulder at the bottom of a hill. At first it seems impossible to move. Pushing it even an inch feels like a monumental task, but as you keep applying pressure, something extraordinary begins to happen. The boulder starts to roll. Slowly at first, then faster until gravity takes over and it becomes unstoppable. That's momentum. And just like that boulder, your actions, no matter how small, have the power to create unstoppable forward motion. But here's the challenge. Most people quit before momentum kicks in. They expect results to appear instantly, and when they don't, they stop pushing. What they don't realize is that every effort counts. Even when you can't see the impact, you're building something. You're laying the groundwork. The moments when progress feels invisible are the moments when momentum is quietly being built. Think about an athlete training for years, waking up early, practicing late, and repeating the same drills over and over. From the outside, it looks monotonous, but every drop of sweat, every repetition, every ounce of effort is building something powerful. Then comes the breakthrough, a record broken, a championship won. That success isn't just the result of talent, it's the culmination of all those small, consistent efforts. The same applies to your goals. Maybe you're working on a business, studying for an exam, or chasing a personal dream. There will be days when it feels like nothing is happening, like the work you're putting in isn't making a difference. Those are the days that matter most, because the effort you invest today, no matter how small, is what builds the momentum you'll ride tomorrow. Momentum also has a unique characteristic it compounds. Once it starts, it multiplies. A single step leads to another and another until it feels natural to keep going. Success isn't about taking massive leaps all the time. It's about taking one step then another until those steps create a rhythm that propels you forward. The challenge then is to keep moving even when it feels slow. Trust the process. Trust that every small action you take is feeding the momentum that will carry you to your goal. Success is less about talent or luck and more about showing up consistently even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Momentum is a force you create. It's not given to you, it's earned through persistence. So don't stop pushing. Because the moment you commit to consistent effort is the moment momentum starts working in your favor. And when it does, there's no limit to how far it can take you. Pain is something we all want to avoid. It's uncomfortable, it's exhausting, and it often makes us question why we're even trying in the first place. But here's the paradox. Pain is not just something we should endure, it's something we can use. Most people see pain as a reason to stop, to retreat, to back down. But the most successful people in the world understand that pain is one of the greatest catalysts for growth. When you're pushing yourself towards something meaningful, pain is inevitable. Whether it's the physical strain of working out, the mental exhaustion of studying for exams, or the emotional toll of chasing a dream, pain comes with the territory. But what many don't realize is that pain is not there to break you, it's there to make you stronger. It's the furnace that tempers your character, the fire that sharpens your resolve. The more you learn to embrace it, the less power it has over you. Think about an athlete pushing their limits. Every muscle in their body aches, their lungs burn, and their body screams for rest. But they keep going. Why? Because they know that the discomfort they're feeling in that moment is what will lead them to victory. Every drop of sweat, every ounce of pain is an investment in their future success. The truth is, pain doesn't last forever. But the results that come from pushing through it, those stay with you for a lifetime. The same applies to your own journey. The moments when you feel like giving up, when every fiber of your being is telling you to stop, are the moments that matter the most. It's easy to keep going when things are easy. But when you're up against the wall, when the odds are stacked against you, and when it feels like everything is falling apart, that's when your true strength is forged. That's when you get to decide whether you're going to let the pain defeat you or use it to fuel your next step. Think about how diamonds are formed. Deep within the earth, coal is subjected to extreme pressure and heat. It's an uncomfortable process, but it results in one of the hardest and most beautiful substances known to man. Just like coal, your challenges, your failures, your hardships, and your pain can become the catalyst for something extraordinary. You don't need to avoid the pain, use it. Let it shape you, mold you, and make you into the person who can handle whatever life throws at you. And don't forget this, pain teaches you more than comfort ever will. It teaches you resilience, patience, and perseverance. It teaches you how to keep going when you don't think you can take another step. Each painful step forward is a victory in itself because it means you're not letting it define you. You're choosing to redefine it. So when you're in the middle of a struggle, remember this, pain is temporary, but what you gain from it can last a lifetime. It's not your pain that will determine your future, it's your response to it. So use the pain, embrace the struggle, and keep pushing. Because on the other side of that pain is your strength, your growth, and your success. There's a powerful truth that many people overlook. How you feel doesn't always align with where you're headed. Emotions are fleeting. They come and go like waves crashing on the shore. But your vision is the steady current that guides you, even when the waves of doubt, fear, and exhaustion are trying to pull you under. When you focus on your vision instead of your feelings, you tap into something much deeper than temporary emotions. You tap into your true power. The truth is, feelings will try to hijack your dreams. When you're tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed, it's easy to listen to those emotions and let them dictate your actions. You might feel like giving up, like stepping back, or like taking a break that turns into a permanent pause. But that's exactly when your vision becomes crucial. Your vision is the reminder that there is something greater waiting for you. It's the reason you keep going, even when your feelings say you've had enough. Think about it this way, success isn't about feeling motivated all the time. It's about having a clear picture of where you're headed and holding on to that image when the path gets tough. When you can see your destination clearly, when you're rooted in your why, your feelings become less important. They're just distractions, temporary detours, and not the reality of what you're truly capable of. Your vision is your compass. It's the thing that keeps you grounded when everything else feels uncertain. When you're working towards something meaningful, there will always be moments of discomfort, frustration, and doubt. But if you let your feelings dictate your choices, you'll never reach your potential. Feelings are unreliable, but your vision is constant. Imagine a person building a business from the ground up. Every day they might feel discouraged by the setbacks, the long hours, or the uncertainty. But their vision, that end goal of creating something impactful, of helping others, of achieving financial freedom, keeps them moving. It's not the emotion of the moment that drives them, it's the understanding that their vision is bigger than any temporary feeling of discomfort. They know that every small step brings them closer to the bigger picture, even if their feelings say they should quit. The same goes for your personal dreams and goals. Your feelings might try to convince you to procrastinate, to avoid hard work, or to take shortcuts. But if you stay committed to your vision, you'll rise above those feelings. You'll recognize that the discomfort you're experiencing right now is nothing compared to the satisfaction of accomplishing something meaningful. When you focus on your vision, you set a higher standard for yourself. You stop waiting for perfect conditions or ideal emotions. Instead, you commit to the long-term picture and trust that, even on tough days, you're getting closer to what you want. Your vision will carry you through the hard times, the doubts, and the fear. It'll be the thing that whispers to you when you want to stop, reminding you why you started and where you're going. So the next time your feelings threaten to hold you back, remember this: your vision is your true north. Keep your eyes fixed on it and let it guide you through every obstacle, every setback, and every doubt. Because when your vision is stronger than your feelings, there's nothing you can't achieve. Your why is the foundation of everything you do. It's the reason you get up in the morning, the driving force behind every decision, every challenge you face. Without it, you're left adrift, easily swayed by external pressures, distractions, and the temptation to give up. But when your why is clear, it serves as your anchor, a constant reminder of your purpose that keeps you grounded even when the storms of life seem overwhelming. The power of having a strong why cannot be overstated. It's not just about setting goals or following a path. It's about understanding the deeper meaning behind those actions. If you don't have a clear sense of purpose, it's easy to lose your way. The road can feel endless, the work can feel pointless, and the sacrifices can seem too great. But when your why is strong, it acts as a compass, guiding you through the toughest moments and reminding you why every step is worth taking. Think about the times when you faced adversity. What kept you going? Was it just a desire for success? Or was there something more, a deeper reason that made it possible to quit? Maybe you were fighting for your family's future, building a legacy, or pursuing a dream that had a personal significance. Whatever it was, your why was the driving force. It gave meaning to every setback and every challenge. It turned obstacles into stepping stones because you knew why you were pushing forward. When you have a strong why, you become unstoppable. It's not that you won't face difficulty or feel tempted to quit at times, but you'll have a foundation that's unshakable. I think about the greatest leaders, athletes, and innovators in history. What made them extraordinary was not just their talent or determination, but their unwavering belief in their purpose. They understood that their mission was bigger than any obstacle they encountered. Their why fueled their persistence, helping them push through moments of doubt and difficulty. Your why also gives you resilience. It's easy to give up when the going gets tough, but if you connected your efforts to something deeply meaningful, you find the strength to keep going. The emotional and mental fortitude to continue doesn't come from external rewards or recognition. It comes from within, from your belief in the importance of what you're doing. When your why is clear, even when the path is uncertain, you know exactly where you're headed and why you're willing to fight for it. Having a solid why also helps you prioritize. It keeps you from getting distracted by things that don't align with your goals. When you know your purpose, you can say no to the things that don't serve it and stay focused on what truly matters. It keeps you aligned with your values, allowing you to make decisions with confidence, even when those decisions are difficult. So if you haven't already, take a moment to ask yourself, what is my why? What drives me? What's the reason behind the work, the sacrifices, and the struggles I face? When you discover your true purpose, you'll find an anchor that will hold you steady through any storm, reminding you to keep going no matter how difficult the journey may seem. With a clear why, you'll never lose sight of your goal because the reason for reaching it will always be bigger than the challenges in your way. The moment you make the decision to commit, something powerful happens. You stop giving yourself the option to quit. The commitment isn't just a decision you make in a moment of clarity. It's a promise to yourself that no matter what happens, you will continue moving forward. This promise creates an unshakable foundation for your actions. And it turns your dreams into something more than just ideas that become inevitable outcomes. When you truly commit, you remove all doubt from the equation. You stop asking yourself, what if I fail? And instead, you shift your mindset to failure is not an option because I am committed to this path. In that moment, you take control of your own future, and nothing can derail you, not setbacks, not obstacles, not even your own fear. Commitment makes failure less frightening because you no longer see it as the end of the road. You see it as just another lesson, another step on the way to success. Think about the people who have accomplished extraordinary things. What sets them apart isn't talent or luck, it's commitment. They chose their goal, and they never wavered from it. Every obstacle that stood in their way was met with a decision to keep going, to push through, and to find a way. When commitment is in place, even the toughest situations become opportunities to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Commitment means prioritizing your goal above everything else. It means focusing on what matters most and making sacrifices along the way. It's the early mornings, the late nights, the moments when others are resting or giving up, but you're still in the fight. Commitment is about consistency, and consistency is what turns small actions into massive results. A committed person isn't concerned with immediate gratification or instant results. They're focused on the long-term vision. Every action, no matter how small it seems in the moment, is part of a bigger plan. It's this understanding that allows them to stay the course when things aren't going as expected. They see the bigger picture and trust that each step forward, even the ones that seem insignificant, is adding value to their journey. And commitment isn't just about doing the work, it's about doing it with purpose. It's about showing up every day, even when it's difficult, and reminding yourself why you started. Your why is the fuel that drives your commitment. When you remember the reason behind your decision to commit, the work doesn't feel like a burden. It feels like a necessity. The true test of commitment comes when things get hard, when you're faced with a choice between quitting and pushing forward. Commitment is what gives you the strength to keep going. It's the inner resolve that tells you, I've come this far, and I'm not stopping now. And when you make that choice, when you continue, no matter what, you build confidence in yourself. You prove to yourself that you have the discipline, the drive, and the determination to overcome any challenge. So commit to your dreams, your goals, and your journey. Make the decision today to push forward, regardless of the challenges that may come. Because when you commit, you don't just follow through, you build the life you've always dreamed of, step by step, choice by choice. And when you reach your destination, you'll know that it wasn't luck or chance that got you there, it was your unwavering commitment.